The housing market really is as bad as everyone says it is. My fiance and I are first-time home buyers. We've been looking for a house for about 4 months now, and the bullshit that we've encountered in just the last few short months is actually crazy. In general, houses are selling so fast. My fiance saw a house get posted like literally 20 minutes after it got posted on the MLS. We immediately contacted our realtor, said we'd love to set up a showing, and she got us scheduled for the night after it got posted. We got a message a few hours before our showing from our realtor saying, "I'm so sorry, you guys. They showed the house to a couple yesterday and they accepted the offer."
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is what's really happening in most markets that folks are looking to buy a home in. And it's opposite of what you hear on YouTube and the news or whatever social media platform you subscribe to when it comes to the housing market. This is why you need to be very mindful of who you're listening to. And I like to listen to people that are actually in the process or actually doing the thing that it is that you might be wanting to do or thinking about doing it in the near future, because they're going to give you the real advice, the real experience of what's going on. And there's a lot of competition in a lot of these markets, especially if it's the type of home that you're looking for, because you're not the only one. And the purpose of this video is to give you a realistic picture of the housing market here in 2026 so that you can prepare yourself as much as possible and understand what you will be potentially faced with when you get out into the marketplace, so that you can be successful in finding the home that meets your needs and your desires, so on and so forth. Hi, my name is Robert, and on this channel, we simplify the home loan process. Let's continue to listen to what this young lady has to say about her experience, and hopefully you can learn from it.
How are we supposed to even compete with that? I also have found that realtors can be so sneaky, and I've learned to tread very lightly on what we actually believe they say. We went to an open house recently and we spent a lot of time in this house looking at everything because we really liked it. And the facilitators, not the actual selling agent, but people on her team, came up to us because I think they could tell that we really liked the house. And they said, you know, I know that it says we're not looking at offers until Monday at 3 p.m., but if you get your offer in quicker, we're going to look at them and you'll have a better chance of getting an accepted offer. And we were like, great, awesome. We told our realtor and we started getting our offer written up. And when our realtors contacted the selling agent, she was like, that's not true. I'm not opening offers until Monday at 3 p.m. So we were like, okay, no problem. We got our offer in on Sunday. We weren't really expecting to hear anything until Monday night. Monday morning rolls around. My fiance gets a call from our realtor saying that the seller's agent contacted them and had all sorts of questions about our appraisal gap. Our lender's contacting us saying that the seller's agent is confused about the appraisal gap and all this other stuff, when we were told that they were not looking at offers until 3 p.m.
Here's another thing. She mentioned the team of the agent, and I'm assuming the selling agent. I don't know if they broke any laws there as far as telling this couple to go ahead and submit their offers early. But here's the thing. Whenever you're in the process of trying to buy something and you're speaking to the other side, I always take it with a grain of salt. I don't believe anything they say. And really, that communication should be coming or going through your representation. But that aside, understand it's sales. A lot of puffery going on. That's a nice way of saying lying. Right? Folks will tell you whatever because they're looking for as many offers as possible from the selling side so that they could get a bidding war, or so they can show that there's an urgency there, only to find out when the actual agent that those team members were working for, when they got into your offer, appraisal gaps. What's that? Well, they know what it is. They don't want their sellers to be on the line for it, because an appraisal gap, real quick, if the house agreed upon sales prices $100,000 and it only appraises for $75,000, that appraisal gap is saying that you're going to drop or lower the purchase price to the $75,000, and you as the buyer don't have to come out of pocket with that extra 25 grand and buy the house at the agreed upon sales price. These things can cause negotiation points. It's not a good or bad thing. It's just what it is. You're trying to take care of yourself. They're trying to take care of the seller. The whole point of this segment is take everything with a grain of salt and lean on your professional, and understand that the sellers are going to try to do everything they can do legally, and we'll assume that they're doing ethically and legally to make the most money for their client. Let's continue.
Also, the listing descriptions that they write in general, what the actual are you writing? This is an example of a listing description for a house that we ended up going to see. This property is move-in ready and offers exceptional renovation potential with its spacious layout featuring a cozy fireplace family room, large open kitchen, and generously sized bedrooms. We walked into that house and my jaw literally hit the floor. I'm talking $100,000 minimum to fix this house. There were windows leaking, mysterious stains on several of the carpets that were not in the listing photos. It was a complete disaster. I really should know better because I used to be a real estate photographer, so I know how much you can hide in real estate photos, but now being on the other end of it, it's incredibly frustrating. And then let's say you do find a house that is in pretty good condition, might need some paint, some cosmetic updates. You are getting outbid by people who are putting in 20 to 30% over asking, waiving inspections, which I think is crazy. As first-time home buyers, we're not waiving an inspection because God forbid something goes wrong and we end up being in the hole thousands of dollars because we need to fix all kinds of shit. We're just not willing to bargain with that. And another thing that really gets me going is when people hear that you're house hunting and they'll say to you, the right house will find you at the right time. If I had $1 for every time someone said that to me, I'd be able to buy the house. I don't believe that there is one house, one soulmate house out there that's right for us. I'm pretty sure the last 4 houses that we've put offers in on, we would have been happy in. I would much rather someone just look me in the eye and say, it's a really tough process, it's a really market, just hang in there, you'll find something eventually.
So yeah, man, she's giving some gold there. Last 3 points she made. First of all, let's deal with the pictures. Don't believe the pictures, guys. These pictures are like some of these folks online now. Everybody's doing the AI thing, and you got to see it in person, okay? That's why I like doing these videos and showing this is raw. It is what it is. You like it or you don't. And so you have to be cognizant of that, especially with these real estate pictures. And like she said, she was a photographer at one time, a real estate photographer, and it even got her. So you have to understand when you want something, everything that you might know about that thing goes out the window because now you're the buyer. I say it all the time. All buyers are greedy. All sellers are greedy. Doesn't matter if you're in the business or not. You have to have a team around you that can get you to understand, hey, we need to go look at the property. Now, with all of the technology that we have now, one thing that you might have at your disposal that a lot of people don't use is Google World, but it's where you can actually zoom in on the street view if the property is in a place where you can look, but not just look at the property, but the area, because a lot of times those pictures are going to put their best foot forward. Don't be surprised when you actually go see the place. The second thing is the inspection. Like she said, I'm not buying a house without an inspection, and folks are willing to waive those inspections and offer more than the listing price. Again, the market is not what you hear on television. These folks, especially on YouTube and some of these other platforms, you have to understand that their business model is to keep your attention by speaking to your fears or things that you want to actually have be real so that they can monetize off of your watching. She said it. In her market, she's blown away, right? Who's paying over asking price? Whole lot of people. And they're not corporations. They're people. You have to understand everybody isn't struggling. If you are, or if you're limited, don't assume that's everybody, because it's not. This is why your team is important again, and you have to be able to find the right partner that can tell you the truth and not offend you. Get the point across that, you know what, this is the reality of it. And then lastly, as she said it, and this is kind of how I am, and sometimes I'm not for everybody because I'm gonna shoot it to you straight because I don't believe in wasting your time. You have to pick, you have to know who you are and how you like to be communicated to so that you can get to the ultimate goal. Because some people love to be placated to and giving a lot of philosophical type, airy type direction and guidance and things of that nature. I'm more to the point. And so that's something that you have to decide. But at the end of the day, the numbers are the numbers. How you get there really depends on you. And this is an excellent video to give you real world, what's really going on, so that if you are going to decide to get onto the housing ladder anytime soon, you could get a testimony from somebody that has done it most recently. So excellent video. Thanks to the creator. Let's check out a couple of other scenarios that can help you if you're looking to buy a home in the spring market. Let's continue.
I'm 34, single, trying to buy a house, and it's the most ghettoest, heartbreaking thing I've ever been in my life. Let me tell you what happened this time, but first let me paint the scene. So in my city, there are only 18 properties at a $225,000 budget, 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bath. If I remove the 1.5 bath, it goes up to 52 properties. So for good measure, we're looking at 50 properties. On Friday, I come across this townhouse. It's perfect. The bones of this place is great. It's 2 bedrooms with an extra room in the basement and a 2-car garage, heavy on the garage because we just had an ice storm, and I'm not doing that again. And what I really liked about this was that the fact that it was enough space for my family to come visit, enough space for me to have a bedroom and an office or a roommate should I want one. It's enough space for me to do whatever I want to do with it.
I don't know what market she's in, but hear what she's saying. There's not a lot of homes available in the type of home, in the budget, in the area, the market that she's in. So this again confirms what I'm saying. Don't listen to what's on YouTube. You have to find out what's going on in your local market that's within your budget and what it is that you're looking to purchase. She's very specific. She wants a garage. Looks like she's in an area that where they might have inclement weather, specifically ice and snow. So she doesn't want to deal with that. But what you'll find and what discourages a lot of people when you get out is that, you know what? You're not the only one. And you're not the only one looking to solve the problems that she's trying to solve. There's not a lot of homes. Depending on where you are and the time that you're going into the market is very key, because if you're off season, not in the spring market where most homes are going to start coming online because kids are getting out of school, that could also limit the amount of homes that you are looking at. We're going to continue to listen to what she has to say, but keep those things in mind whenever you get out to look so you don't get discouraged.
So Friday around 4 p.m., my real estate agent sets up a time for us on Sunday at 11 to go view this property. At like 10:15, I get a text message from my real estate agent saying they canceled our showing. She's going to figure out what's going on. So she hits up the other real estate agent, and that real estate agent tells her that they're under contract. Mind you, this property had already been on the market for like almost 30 days. And so my real estate agent was like, common courtesy is for them to tell us they have an offer, let us go look at it, put in an offer, and then go from there. So my real estate agent is like really irritated with the other real estate agent, but there's nothing that we can do about it at this point. And I am so heartbroken, like so heartbroken, because like what happened between Friday and Sunday? Mind you, I'm working with 52 properties, but if I really want to be technical, I'm working with 18, and of those 18, only 3 of them have a garage and none of them have an attached garage. So I'm heartbroken. So she has another place scheduled for today, and I'm not as excited about this one because it doesn't have a garage, and I'm realizing how much I want a garage. But it does have a carport, so it'll do some of the things that I want a garage to do. I'm getting really discouraged in this process. I am. Anyway, stay tuned for part 2 because I'll be doing that tonight.
Remember, you have to be very proactive when you're going out to look for a home, because it always seems like this, right? Whenever you look or like something, it seems like everybody else is looking and liking. And really, that's not it. If she really goes back and thinks about it, there's a lot of reasons that people are getting off of the sidelines now. Interest rates are coming down. We're getting into a warmer time of the year, i.e. the house buying time. And you're not the only one looking for the situation. You also have to think about, hey, what other folks are single women that are looking for these types of things. So proactivity is the key. When you get into the house buying process, meaning you've been properly approved and now you're with your realtor, time is of the essence. A lot happens between Friday and Sunday because people are getting off of work and they're going to look at these homes. Second thing, common courtesy means nothing. The rules are the rules. Just because something happened in the realtor's past doesn't mean it's going to happen now, as long as no laws are broken, and you really can't prove that. But there's no common courtesy. And if you're a seller and you get a solid offer, hey, you're going to go with that solid offer. in that case, what you may want to do is ask if you could put a backup offer. And if the first offer doesn't go through for whatever reason, maybe you have an opportunity. But the point is this: be proactive. And 24 hours is a long time when you're looking, because you're not the only one looking. As you get into the house buying season, more homes will come on market. So don't get discouraged if you're early. Being early is actually a benefit or an advantage for you because you have less people out looking. But understand that. And now that she's gone through this process, I guarantee you going forward, she'll be more proactive, and it's going to help her because she actually knows what she's looking for. And then the last thing I'll say with her is compromise. You may not get the garage, but if you could get a carport and it meets your needs, that is what you might have to do. So compromise is something that is very important. And that's something that you have to think about beforehand. That's why videos like this are golden for you before you get out. This is how you use social media, in my opinion, to help you go through a process and listen to the pros and the cons that somebody that has recently done the thing that you're trying or going to be doing soon, so you can learn from them and hopefully implement it and help you out when it's your time. If you are wanting to get onto the housing ladder and work with someone like myself, I'd love to talk to you. I'm a lender. My NMLS license number is 180100, and my contact information will be pinned in the top comment and the description of this video. My time is up, but I thank you for yours. As I always say, guys, let's be good to one another. Let us let grace abound. Check out these next 2 videos here. They'll help you in your education on preparing to become a homeowner. And for the rest of you all, indeed, y'all stay blessed.